and welcome to the Daily Mill for Thursday the 20th of November 2025. In today's Millwall news, we start off with this from the southernnews.co.uk, who of course publish today. They're a weekly publication and they publish on Thursdays, so they are fresh off the press today. Pick up a copy if you see it out and about. So, Mill boss thinks international break came at a good time after run of injuries. Yes, so do I. I think that as well. I think we got a touch of luck there. And the next one isn't until March. So, yes. We need to go from, December until March without getting any injuries. So, let's see if we can do that. Alex Neil thought the November international break came at a good time after Mill endured another slew of injuries. The Lions flew out of the blocks following the October international break, winning their first 3 games to make it 4 wins in a row. However, a mostly healthy squad was whittled down by injuries. Will Smallbone, Billy Mitchell, Ryan Leonard, Massimo Luongo, Femi Aziz and Alfie Doughty all picked up injuries in the 6 games between breaks. Josh Coburn and Stephen Bender were also ruled out in the days leading up to the first match after the October break, a 2-1 win away at Queen's Park Rangers. Mill's form slowed down as the absences mounted. In the following 3 games, they drew twice, either side of a 4-0 loss away at Birmingham City. With Aziz, Bender, Doughty and Danny McNamara now back in training, Neil felt the time and the break worked in his side's favour. The last one, if memory serves me right, I think we didn't really want that one to come. Neil told News at 10. This one we certainly wanted to come because, we lost a few bodies, which is disappointing. We want to try and go into this next batch and try and pick up as many points as we can. Neil also discussed how much time off his squad were given. We give them all a little bit of a break at the start of the week, and then midweek we always train. Neil said, I don't ever like to give them any more than 3 days off at a time, or they'll start carting themselves around Europe where I don't want them to be, and it's always well thought out through, I think the important thing for us is we've done the exact same schedule that we did when we came back the last time, when we went on and won 4 on the bounce, so the schedule was the exact same. Interesting note there, I did wonder, obviously Amaku was Irish under-21. You do wonder if he's flying off to watch the Irish team, to go to the games. I don't know if that was a possibility. I did think maybe he was there. But, big international fixtures. And you see how important it was for the nation, or for the whole nation of Ireland and Scotland as well. Scotland, kind of weirdly, Ireland were over-celebrating. They only made the playoffs. And it's a weird playoffs in that it's a quarter-final, or no, it's a semi-final and then a final. And it's just one leg. It's not 2-legged. So it's a one-off game. You got to win that to get to the final. And then there's another one-off game. And then you go to the World Cup if you do that. So they've got 2 more games to win. Scotland are through. They're through. I was watching the game. You may have heard it on the video, not yesterday, the day before. Cracking game. We're fair play to Scotland. They stepped up. But they still do have their problems at the back. So they need to sort that out. So there you go. Now, moving on to this. We've just kind of had a sort of injury update, but this is an actual injury update from southernnews.co.uk and Alex Neil. Mill boss issues latest injury update ahead of Portsmouth clash. So obviously, this is the Thursday interview that they do. The managers do an interview Thursday lunchtime, usually after training, with the press. I think it's all done on Zoom now. So there you go. Let's have a look and see what he said. Mihailo Ivanovic is expected to be available against Portsmouth on the weekend, while Alfie Doughty and Danny McNamara will likely be part of the squad. Now that's important because Was it Rhineland is out? No, Rhineland is injured, but Jake Cooper is suspended. So Tristan Kramer, you would imagine, would have to play centre back with Caleb Taylor centre back. So then, who's playing right back? Wes Harding or Danny McNamara, or both of them? You start with Danny and then you bring Wes on later. Because I don't think Danny can do 90 minutes, although, he's been playing matches for the under-21s, but you don't want to push it. You do not want to push it. Ivanovic withdrew from international duty with Serbia under-21s after picking up a slight knock against Preston North End, but Neil thinks he should be fine for the trip to Fratton Park. Doughty suffered a hamstring injury in the second league game of the season against Middlesbrough, ruled him out for 2 months. He made his return against Queen's Park Rangers on October the 18th, but picked up a slight ankle issue during an under-21s game and has not featured since. McNamara has been unavailable since January after undergoing surgery on a serious knee injury. The fullback returned to full training last month and has completed several 90 minutes for the under-21s. Yes, that's what I just said. Neil said the duo should be part of the matchday squad on the weekend. So here we go. We got another day of training tomorrow, but we've got a few bodies that are starting to come back. Whether they're ready to start or not remains to be seen. But the likes of Alfie and maybe Danny Mack and guys like that, have been making good progress, so they should be involved in the squad. Daniel Kelly was also withdrawn from international duty with Scotland under-21s. The midfielder made his first senior appearance in 2.5 months against Preston after recovering from a hamstring injury. While Neil telling News at Den earlier this week he thought Kelly had not trained enough to feature but had to come off the bench due to lack of numbers. Neil was asked by News at Den how Kelly is trained this week. The thing with Dan is, Dan's only played 80 minutes in the under-21s game. He didn't go with Scotland this week just to try and protect him in terms of his hamstring and his quad. Was sort of still running away a little bit, so we had to give him a little bit of rest just to overcome that. We know we're light in those central areas with Mass being out and Billy as well being out, and now Will Smallbone being out. We just need to make sure we can take care of him, and Dan will certainly play his part, as will most of the players in these upcoming games. Hopefully he can show us that he's ready. Yeah, he did look alright when he came on. So, obviously it's all about fitness. You don't want to rush them back, because then they could be out again for even longer. So obviously it's only Thursday. Normally you do the match preview on a Friday, but we have this from somethingnews.co.uk. So I think they've heard from the Portsmouth manager. They have their own players coming back from injury as well. So what's that about? Let's find out. Again, southernnews.co.uk. Portsmouth get key injury boost as trio available for selection ahead of Millwall clash. Talking of clashes, by the way, before we get into this, Waterloo Station, apparently someone's West Ham are going somewhere. Is it Bournemouth? Southampton are coming to London to play somebody, so Waterloo Station could be a little bit tasty. Portsmouth boss John Mousinho said Callum Lang, who? Adrian Segic, who? And Nicholas Smith were back in full training and would be available for Pompey's clash with Millwall on Saturday. The trio had previously been unavailable for selection, but Mousinho confirmed to BBC South reporter Andrew Moon that they had recovered in time for the weekend. All three could play important roles against the Lions. Smith is a keeper. Summer signing Segic is still Portsmouth's top scorer, despite being sidelined by an ankle injury in late October. So that's nice. They got their goal scorer coming back to play us tomorrow on Saturday. It's a much needed boost for Mousinho's side, who head into the fixture in poor form. Portsmouth have lost 4 out of their last 5 and have only won 3 league games this season so far. They currently sit 20th, 4 points above the drop zone. Portsmouth were beaten only 5 times in the Championship at Fratton Park last season. Yet they have already suffered 4 league home defeats with just 15 games played. Millwall, meanwhile, have only lost just once away from home and have won 4 out of their 8 league fixtures on the road. Before the season started, I predicted Portsmouth, they might be going down. Second season syndrome. They did well to stay up. They were struggling, and then they had a little climb up after they brought in players in January. But here's the thing: are they struggling because they got these players out injured? Which they're coming back now, which is not good for us because we have to face them on Saturday. So that's obviously bad luck for us in terms of timing, but we did get a bit lucky with all the injuries coming back through this international break. Now, moving on to this is the international roundup after the international break. It's done, it's dusted. This is the one from millfc.co.uk, but of course, if you watch the Daily Millwall every day, you know about all this stuff already, because I keep you well informed, do I not? Do I not? So Max Crocombe received the Player of the Match award for New Zealand, although I believe that was given by New Zealand because they lost 2-0. So I don't see how you can give it to him when they lose 2-0. I don't think it was like man of the match. Max Crocombe received New Zealand's Player of the Match award whilst on international duty in November. The All Whites were beaten 2-0 by Ecuador at the Sports Illustrated Stadium, but Crocombe was handed the accolade after pulling off a string of fine saves throughout the match. That game followed a 2-1 loss to Colombia at Chase Stadium, in which the stopper also played the full 90 minutes. Elsewhere, Lyndon Snellgrove earned a first cap for England's under-17s at their Dubai camp, coming on as an 89-minute substitute during a 5-2 victory over USA. Snellgrove went on to start and play 70 minutes in a 1-1 draw with Cote d'Ivoire before being an unused substitute in the final game of the camp, a 1-1 draw with Australia. And that's the thing, the Twitter. So, I think it was just awarded by the New Zealand FA, Player of the Match. But if you go to YouTube, this is the Daily Mill. On the post section, I linked the two sets of highlights. So there's 14 minutes highlights against Ecuador, and then 11 minutes of highlights against Colombia. And Max Crocombe played 90 minutes in both games, made some excellent saves. I think, especially against Colombia. I'm not sure against Ecuador, because I didn't really watch that, because why did I not watch? Because I had to get up early the next day, that's why. But I watched the Colombia game, or most of it, and he really did make some good saves, and the goals were seemingly down to the defence ball watching. You can't be doing that at that level, just watching the ball. You got to be looking at who's around you, and making sure you anticipate the movement of the opposition players. You can't stare there watching the ball. It's not how it's done. So I would encourage you. The channel name is New Zealand Football, and that is the FA of New Zealand. That's their channel name, New Zealand Football on YouTube. I would encourage you to check out those highlights. What was it? 25 minutes worth. Well worth a watch, just to see Crocombe, how he's playing. And a reminder, they are going to the World Cup. New Zealand will be in the World Cup, along with Scotland and England. Now, there's a game tomorrow, Friday. There is a game tomorrow. What game? What are you talking about? What game? Under-21s. Swansea City, under-21s versus Millwall under-21s. Yeah, it's an away game. It's in South Wales. It is the Premier League Cup group stage. Now, with this competition, it is a competition that's trying to emulate the success of the FA Youth Cup for the under-18s section. So what they're doing is the games are generally Friday nights, sometimes other nights, but they're 7 p.m. kickoffs. And the reason for that is they let crowds go and watch. You are allowed to go to watch. More on that in a minute. But it will be free entry. It's free entry at Swansea. Now, this is the match preview from millfc.co.uk. A very well written match preview. Put a lot of effort put into this, so fair play to whoever used the AI to do that. The form books. The Young Lions go into this cup clash in fine form with 3 wins from the last 3 matches, beating QPR AFC Bournemouth and Bristol City. Kick-starting that run was the 4-1 away win in Bristol with goals from Jet Dyer, Sacha Sugita Vieira and a Frankie Baker brace, securing an emphatic win on the road. An AJ Matthews brace and a Ben Drake strike saw off the Cherries at the Den in a 3-1 triumph, and Baker's third goal in as many games, followed by a Harry Taylor header, saw Kevin Nugent's men seal a 2-1 victory at Calmont Road against the Hoops. That's QPR. The win streak has led to a rise from 10th to 7th in the Professional Development League South Division on 15 points from 12 games. The Swans come into this clash on the back of 3 wins and 2 defeats from their last 5 in all competitions, with victories over Charlton Athletic and QPR in Premier League in league action, winning 3-0 and 4-0 respectively, as well as 3 points in the Premier League Cup as they saw off Wolves under-21s 4-2 away from home. Their recent defeats have come in away clashes in the league, coming on the wrong side of a 9-goal thriller against Watford as they lost 5-4 to the Hornets, as well as a 4-1 defeat on the South Coast against AFC Bournemouth. So, they have already beaten 2 London teams at home, but that was in the league, Charlton and QPR. Hopefully, third time is not the charm. The opposition. Swansea City sit 5th in the southern side of the Professional Development League, split on 18 points from 9 matches, scoring 28 and conceding 17. They currently sit top of the Premier League Cup group after winning their opening match in the competition, 4-2 away at Wolves. On top of these 2 competitions, they have also featured in the Welsh League Cup this year, a competition comprised of senior Welsh seniors. They've done senior sides of senior Welsh sides and Cardiff City under-21s. Well, I guess you would, and Swansea under-21s, you would imagine. But what about Wrexham under-21s, and they're not involved? So that's interesting. They're playing them in the Welsh League Cup, which, yes, that is unusual. There's some talk of them trying to get the Welsh teams that play in the English league system to play in the Welsh Cup. But the thing with that is that there's a European place at the end of that if you win the Cup. And they've been told they won't be able to do that if they do win it. They have to qualify through Europe through the English system. So they've said, we're not going to do it then. The Swans made it to round of 16 with a first round victory on the road over Carmarthen by 4-1 and a round 2 5-0 thrashing of a Fanlido away from home. Before that, they were eventually knocked out by Haverfordwest in a 4-1 defeat. So they got to round 3 and got knocked out. Okay. The South Wales side's top scorer is Morgan Bates. So Master Bates, who has 8 goals in all competitions and continues his excellent goal-scoring form from the previous campaign, where he scored 11. They finished 7th in the south side of the PDL split last campaign and were knocked out in the group stage in the Premier League Cup, finishing 3rd in their group. Now, obviously, this is the first time that Millwall have played in this competition, but they seemingly played in it last time. Leading Friday's host is Anthony Wright, so that's their manager, who took over the side in March 2023 following a 2-year stint as assistant manager of the previous under-23 side and remained in the role as they transitioned to an under-21 side. Since taking charge of the under-21s, he's overseen 2nd and 7th placed PDL finishes in his 2 full campaigns and guided his side out of the group stage in the 23-24 Premier League Cup before a 5-1 away loss at Sheffield United. The previous meeting, the last time the two sides met was an emphatic 5-0 win for the Young Lions in the league, the side's biggest win of last season. Jaden Celestine Charles and Kefali Hayward scored within the first 20 minutes to send Kevin Nugent's men well on their way to 3 points. Goals just before and after the break from Sheldon Kendall and Rafiq Lamptey made it 4, and Abdulaziz Abdullahi netted 25 minutes from time to round off a 5-star performance. From the last 5 encounters, it's Millwall under-21s with a stronger head-to-head record with 4 wins and a solitary defeat against the Swans, scoring 15 in the process. Ooh. Updates from the fixture will be available on Millwall Academy, the Lions' official Academy X account, the Twitter page, with a report published on millfc.co.uk following the final whistle. Going to show you that table. So there hasn't been many games So Wolves have played us and Swansea, and that's it. And now we're going away to play Swansea. Forest haven't even had a game yet. So there you go. So we drew against Wolves. It was 1-1. And then Wolves, lost to Swansea. 4-2. So I don't know what that means, because it seems Wolves aren't very good. Does that mean Swansea are good, or Wolves aren't very good? I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. Big game. You need the players to step up, and it's going to be a tough game. Now, this is obviously you need to finish in the top 2 to go to the next stage. The knockout stage is, so we'll see how we do. There's a fair few games to go yet. You got to play both teams, all of the other teams, home and away. So there's a few games to go yet. And like I said, you can go to this game. I was trying to find, I think it's on Swansea City Academy X page, where it tells you that it's free entry. It's free entry, and this is where it's going to be played. Not at Swansea Stadium, but the area just up the road, where their training ground is. But they also have like where the academy plays their games. So this is it. The Joma High Performance Centre, Beaufort Road, Plasmall, Swansea, South Wales, SA688X. So there you go. It's literally just up the road. It's on the same road as the stadium, but just to the north of it, which is closer. I think it's further away from the city centre. The city centre's to the southwest of their main stadium. But free entry. You can go if you want to. 7 p.m. kickoff. I imagine it's going to be absolutely freezing down there. So if you do that, wrap up warm, and good luck. Now, the Loanwatch from millfc.co.uk. Told you about the Loanwatch from the Southern News the other day, but we've got this short and sweet. So here you go. George Evans and Adam Mayer were both involved in draws last weekend. For the goalkeeper, he was between the sticks as Hartlepool United drew 1-1 with Wealdstone in the Enterprise National League, whilst Adam Mayer was picked on the wing by Neil Harris for Cambridge United's goalless draw at home to Barnet. Both loanees will be on the road for their respective clubs this week, and George Evans is just down the road from Portsmouth at Eastleigh. Eastleigh versus Hartlepool United, Saturday the 22nd of November, kickoff at 3 p.m. And Adam Mayer Barrow, that's a hell of a journey, Barrow in Cumbria versus Cambridge United, Saturday the 22nd of November, kickoff at 3 p.m. So there you go. Now, I'm going to finish by talking about stickers. Yes, stickers. This is from bbc.co.uk, but it's going around all over the place. Need, got, semicolon. EFL launches Panini sticker album. Oh, I love a cheese Panini. The first ever sticker collection to feature players from all 72 clubs across the Championship, League One and League Two has been launched. The album, the first collaboration between the EFL and Panini in more than 20 years, was unveiled at the National Football Museum in Manchester. Current players including Doncaster striker Billy Sharp. Is he still going? Chesterfield forward and former Northern Line international Will Grigg, and Blackburn skipper Todd Cantwell, along with EFL icons such as Curtis Davies, Clinton Morrison and Adebayo Akinfenwa, joined representatives of EFL clubs as the new sticker album was put on display. The collection contains 788 stickers. Wow! Featuring stats and facts on each team, rare, elite and key player stickers, fabric kits and of course the iconic shinies depicting club badges and team captains. It will be stocked in more than 8,000 retailers across the country, including major supermarkets and independent stores close to EFL stadiums. Katie Gritt, is she related to Steve Gritt? head of sport marketing at Panini, said, including players from all 72 clubs for the first time for many fans, this will be the first time that they can collect stickers of players from the clubs that they love. The collection celebrates the incredible talent across the EFL as well as the legends of the game. Ben Wright, Chief Commercial Officer at the EFL, added, football is all about passion, memories and moments that bring fans together, and this first ever sticker album featuring all 72 clubs is special. It celebrates the legends who shaped our game and the current players and managers who make the Championship, League One and League Two so exciting today. And there you go. Oh, look, they put it on the outside of the building. Isn't that great? Not only that, Millwall have got involved in this. Rumour has it Coops is still looking for his shiny sticker. This is from Millwall FC's X page, Twitter as it used to be known. They put out a little video. They bought a box themselves, which isn't cheap. We're going to in a minute. So they bought a box and they let the players, they film the players.
Nice.
That's the first Millwall player we've got.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, no, wait.
Joe!
Charlton. Bucket. Alright,
Ready?
Sorry.
Is it
He's trying to find it himself because he's the captain, so he's going to have to shine it.
I didn't get many swaps there for like.
He's just going and going and going.
Didn't feel it.
what was that about the good feeling?
It wasn't. I think it was this one. It's gonna be Joe Bryan. Oh, I found my friend at first.
He's talking about the other Serbian guy.
Yeah, go for it. You can keep him.
Thank you.
Another one! Easy again!
Oh! Look at that. That's a
Cooper's still going. This is after
Oh,
training.
Femi,
Oh, you got a double.
He's trying to find himself. He's got
Well, lots of it now. Here we go. Oh my god, right, I've got to keep going.
It's not coming. It's not coming, is he?
Oh, he looks alive.
It's okay.
That was good going, though.
That was good. 5. No, 3.
I'm glad these two together. They love it. They love each other.
So there you go. They filmed that little thing today. Like I said, it looked like they bought a whole box, which is not cheap, and I can tell you, it seems to be going gangbusters. This is the first time in 20 years, first time ever that they've done all 3 divisions all together in a book, which is a bit cheeky because, I don't give a shit about League 1 and League 2, really. I don't give a shit about any other Championship teams, really. I just want the Millwall thing, so I just want all of the Millwall stickers and maybe buy a book and rip out the Millwall players. So just cut it out and do it on like separate it and put it on like a board or something. You know what I mean? So if you're trying to get 788 stickers, if you're like a completist, you're going to be spending a fortune. Because look at this. Now these are out of stock. Oh, when I looked at it earlier, it had the prices even though it was out of stock. Oh, here we go. So these have got the prices. So you've got this box, which is 100 packets for £100. So that's £1 a packet. Or this one, so I think maybe they had this one, so maybe it wasn't that expensive. Maybe they had the 36 packet one, which is again 36 quid. I think you get 6 in a packet, but you can see that out of stock. It's all out of stock. It's all sold out on panini.co.uk, on the official website. It's all out of stock. So, if you do want one, you're going to have to go to the shops, but I don't think it's going to be this cheap in the shops. Surely not. It's going to be £1 a packet in the shops. But yeah. We'll see how we go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and cheerio.